Alright, let's try this again. Welcome back, folks, to another episode of the Derail Valley Overhauled stream series. You're hanging here today with Nico Fox, and we are about to get started here. We can see that the rain did not clear out since last time, so it'll be a wet one again today. And hello to both you, Foxy and Lauter, and I would like to say to you, Lauter, a belated thank you very much for donating. I only noticed after the stream yesterday that you had donated some money to the fundraiser, so I thank you very much for that. I appreciate that a lot. And of course, if anyone is new and doesn't know what that all is about, you'll see at the top of the screen here there's an overlay that shows how much we've raised so far, and all that money is going to a group called the Advancement Project, and they're a group focused on empowerment and empowerment of and equitability for biracial, indigenous, and people of color here in the United States, and certainly that is something that they've needed for a while, and but it is definitely coming to light a lot of what has been going on for them for the past 100 or so years. And so certainly if you have some spare cash, you can head on over. There's a link in the description, and you can donate to that cause. Or you can find out more if you want to about Advancement Project. That same link will take you to where you can find out more information about them. And there's, of course, perks to sweeten the deal for y'all. So if you hop on over there, you can see that for a minimum donation of $5, you can enter in a raffle to win a copy of Derail Valley, either for yourself or for a friend. And you just sign them, so either sign yourself up or your friend up by Steam ID. And then there's also some polls that you can help me decide what locomotive skins and what to use next, and what items, in-game items, and licenses to purchase next. So if you'd like to see me purchase a particular license to use on the stream, or a particular item, hop on over there. I think there's no minimum, or perhaps it's like a $1 minimum for the poll donations, and it's cumulative, so you get to vote with your donation amount. Alright, but we are back here again in the valley, and we're here at Oil Well North, taking a look at what options we have available here. And we certainly have some options that are headed back to Food Factory in Town, and another one headed to Machine Factory in Town. Which, I could do basically like a reverse run of the one I did last time. And I think I recall there being some jobs in Food Factory that were headed to Machine Factory, so that might be pretty nice to clear a lot of those out. So I'm gonna pick these up and go take a look at the trains themselves. So these are all freight hauls; they're all already loaded up and ready to go. I did notice something with another mod that I'm running, and that mod is the Persistent Jobs mod, and that's one that I've made myself, and you can find it, of course, on Nexus Mods if you would like to try it out. But I did notice something with it the other day, and it appears that with the track reservation system that Derail Valley is using, it's significantly reducing the number of jobs that spawn. Because every job that spawns needs to have, basically it has to reserve space on its destination track, and if there's something that has already reserved, if there's one job that's already reserved space on a track, then no other job can reserve that track. Of course, things are a little bit different. You know, I probably should not have started that one up yet, but oh well. Things are a little bit different when you get into... Man, I lost my train of thought there. Let me try to recover it. Let's see. So it reserves spaces on tracks, and ultimately, if there is, if a track is completely filled, then it won't place another job on that track. And certainly with inbound tracks, it was updated in build 81 to make sure that inbound tracks will be completely clear. So that's something I need to work on tweaking so that it has a little bit different functionality, because that certainly does not hold up when jobs are not despawning as soon as you move away from the station. And I have some ideas for how I can do that, but it'll take me some time to actually get around to that. The feature that I'm working on currently for that mod is one that will generate a new job chain after a logistical haul. So for instance, these string of tank cars that I just uncoupled from here was a logistical haul that we ran last episode, which, by the way, if you missed that, there is a replay that you can catch up on, and I will post a link to that in the upper right corner once this goes to replay itself. But of course you can always find that in the playlist that I have on my channel. And that playlist, of course, has all of the videos in this series. So if you want to check out any of the other videos, feel free to stop on by and check them out. Don't mind me just being confused as to what I'm doing here. I think I want to get this locomotive maybe over here. Let's see, which one was the one to Food Factory in town? Number 69. So that means this one is 58, which, yes, certainly is one of the ones headed to Food Factory. So if I come on over here, let's see, if I come over here, I can couple up to it. And I think I want to be facing that way. Yeah, I want to actually face the back of the yard here. And I do believe that I set these, yeah, I did align these tracks. And we'll then use the shunter to move the rest of these trains around and get things prepared to be on our way. But yeah, so speaking of this train that we hauled last time, so you'll see as we go by here that the number plate doesn't have a job number on it anymore. And that's because, as it stands, logistical hauls... oh shoot, this track is not free. Or did I? Did I move it far enough? That's a close one. I think I'm going to play it on the safe side here and move these a little further forward. Because, yeah, that looks a little bit too close. But yeah, so logistical haul jobs, as it stands, do not. They just kind of. That's the end. There's nothing more after that, and they just. The train cars associated with them just get released and are no longer associated with a job. But I'm hoping to make it so that after you move some cars to the new station, the next station where they are headed, that'll actually create another one or more new freight haul chains. So that'll be a shunting load job followed by a freight haul job and then a shunting unload job. And shunting unload jobs happen to already generate a logistical haul after them. So one other tweak that I want to make is to set it up so that occasionally a shunting unload job will create another shunting load job if the station supports loading a cargo type that goes on that type of wagon. But all in good time. Certainly development takes time. And that's I was working on it last night, but I got part of a ways through, but only enough that it was basically the logic to split up a logistical haul into one or more new job pieces, and then I have another static class that will be helping with the procedural generation of the job chains. And that's the part that is probably going to be more difficult to write and that I haven't written yet. So, stay tuned for that. But for right now, we're just getting things set up here. Did I? Yes, okay. Sorry, I just had to check in. I'm like kind of paranoid sometimes. Like, given the number of times that I have left my mic muted when starting a stream, I'm like constantly thinking like, oh no, did I do it again? So, occasionally I just check in on that when I'm feeling worried. Alright, so we are coming around here. We're going to be running past the cars that are over in this yard. I'm going to take a little preview here. It looks like we can run right on through the center and then couple up to them from the other end. And Later, you say, this time we can surely hear you. And that's good to hear. I don't know, I usually, kind of like squat down to look out these windows, but I wonder how well I'm going to be able to do that today, considering my mate and I just ran a 12.5 kilometer distance this morning. We were training up for a run that is called Beta Breakers. That's one that happens in San Francisco, where you literally run from the bay, or the east side of the city, to the breakers, which is the west side of the city. But that got, of course, postponed for due to coronavirus. So it's currently been rescheduled for September. But we were training up for it anyway, so we figured we would run a mock race just around the neighborhood. that we are backed up here. Yes, we are. So let's couple on up. I think I'm actually gonna go ahead here and, you know what, now that I think about it, maybe I should have serviced this. You know what, there's diesel service in Food Factory now, isn't there? Indeed, there is. Okay. So, I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna wait until we get back to Food Factory to service. And for right now, we're gonna keep the train, or rather the independent brake on. And we are going to shut down this locomotive and conserve some fuel while we go shunt the rest of the cars. I do need to figure out which one of these it is that's going to Machine Factory versus Food Factory. Oh man. Yeah, the tracking in this corner of my room is still way off. Of course, I haven't really done anything yet to try to account for that. So, alright, it looks like I'm just taking them from left to... No, I actually need... This needs to be reverse ordered. Oh, okay. Well, that's alright. So, I realized that I probably should have put the train cars headed to Machine Factory at the front of the train. Phooey. What to do about that? Right, I think I'm going to fix it. And the way I'm going to do that is that I am going to build a new train. Alright, our brakes are off. Headed forward here. So we're going to grab those tank cars that are headed to Food Factory. Actually, or rather, you know what? Let's do it this way. Let's do them all at once. Oh man, I keep changing my mind. What am I doing here? Alright. Serious time. We're gonna grab the rail cars headed to Food Factory first, so that we can put the rail cars headed to Machine Factory at the front of the train, and we will... No, stop. We will then go ahead and move the other cars that we've already coupled the DE6 to the back of the train. So much for efficiency. And of course we need to wait a moment here to let the brake pipe fill up with some pressure. Oh man. Jumping is actually really hard in VR. It's definitely a sweet spot to get it to recognize that you've pushed the joystick down but not held it down so long as to be a crouch. No, this one. Come on, there we go. Right. Let us go grab some more cars. All right. Two trains down, and waiting for that brake pipe to build up pressure. I'm going to grab that third set of cars over there and shunt them on over to the other yard. Alright, this is certainly getting pretty long here. Alright, so we're all coupled up here. Time to move it on over to the other yard. Oh, that might have been too much, too soon. Oh man. Come on, keep it going, keep it going. Just a little farther. And I think we might have it. Aha, yes. Okay, let's also take a look at these other tracks before we get started here. And, okay, so certainly they are set to head right on through the center there. That is good. There's our locomotive. Alright. Let's head back into the yard. We almost made it onto the main line there, with how long this train is here. Going a little bit faster to make it over to that other yard. Certainly I can see the dials much more clearly when I zoom in now. Alright, we are coming in here. We're set to go through the center track. We want to make sure that we do not overshoot this, because we need to move that big diesel locomotive onto the front. So let's give it a little bit of brakes. Just tap on the brakes there. Slow us down a little bit. Let's go ahead and do that again. And we'll do it one more time. Here. Alright, as this continues to crawl forward, we'll come on over here and just uncouple these, since we'll be revising that move that we made earlier. And looks like these are gonna come to rest somewhere pretty close to here. So let's skip on back to the locomotive's end of the train. Go ahead and just have a little bit of brakes applied on there. Alright, so we've got this train is blocking our path from grabbing those other cars that need to go onto the back of it. So let's go ahead and run around to the other end and shunt the engine into position, and then go ahead and pull it forward. Then we should be able to shunt the rear cars and finally be on our way. take things a little bit faster here just to get around the yard. Especially since we don't have any hazardous cargo coupled up to the locomotive anymore. And we are a bit more nimble for that. And I think that's the first time I've seen a 20km/h speed sign here in the valley. Although I know, Latter, you saw a lot of those on your way from Harbor to City Southwest in your latest video, the way you took around the southern part of the map. Looked like a pretty treacherous route you were on there. I want to get a quick little snapshot of this. Need to be back further. It certainly zooms in pretty far. Well, we'll see how that comes out after the stream. Alright, we are coupled up now to the locomotive. The locomotive is uncoupled from the cars. So, we'll go ahead and, well, you know what we'll do, is we'll hop into the other locomotive and turn off the independent. That's what we'll do. Yeah, we will go ahead and shunt the locomotive into position now. And then give us some space to work in the back on those last few cars. Latter, you say, yeah, I've seen some of those nasty load speed limits. For sure. Yeah, that did not look like a fun route. Well, it looked like a fun route in some sense, but not in the sense of being careful and trying to stay on the rails. And doing it quickly, too. And certainly it looked like more of the direct route. But that central corridor seems to be the winner in pretty much all cases, as far as I can tell. Although it does get boring after a little while. So maybe I'll have to try the route that you took sometime. Spice things up a little bit. Seems I either have the option to have control over the brake or see. Did we get all the way back there? Oh, we did. How about that? Totally looked like we had a little ways to go yet. Alright, so we need to pull 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 8 car lengths forward. Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So I guess I want that third orange one at about this end. So let's get to it. I think that's off, yep. Latte, you say, besto ones that follow 60. So much fun to lose 40 kilometers an hour before the next bend. Do it for the next vid that comes out next Friday. I took a route that, even though lost me a bonus, was a nice adventure to take. Too bad the map is so small if you think about it. Yeah, you know, you read the website and they say, you know, oh yes, it's a 256 or whatever it is, square kilometer map. But then you think about how much of that is actually track, and it's really not as much as you might think. Alright, looks like we are coming up here on where we need to be. So it's time to start slowing down. Alright, let's hop back into this cab and set the independent. Let's just make sure, yeah, we have plenty of room down on this end. So, let's see, before I get ahead of myself here, let's hop on over to the other side and uncouple these locomotives. All right. You say, too bad the map, oh no, I already read that one, but you also say the biggest routes that you've seen so far were in trains, mostly user-made, for online play. One map that you played a long time ago was absolutely massive. You could really go on it for hours. Yeah, that sounds pretty nice. And I certainly hope that once Derail Valley gets that second map and also mod support for worlds, that we'll see some larger spaces come into existence. But we've still got a little ways to go before those community unlocks. We are nearly ready to go here. Just gotta get these this last string of cars in place, and then we will be set. Later you say, but company that makes trains is changing arm and a leg, charging arm and a leg for access to online or map download. Oh, that sounds pretty terrible, actually. Yeah, glad to see how much community support there is for Derail Valley, and how it's really it's not a super expensive game when you think about it, but it certainly is immersive, and I think that just goes to show the real, the care that the devs have, and the love and passion that they have for what they're doing. So it's always good to see. No, don't roll away. Oh, it rolled away. It's quick before it does it again. No. Why can't I jump down there? Come on. Yep, that is what you get for leaving air in the brake pipes. Alright, I think I've cleared that switch, and certainly I have. Alright, this should be the last shunting movement, and then we can get on our way. We're going to need to lay off the brake here entirely. Yeah, we're going a little bit slow. We'll pick it up a little bit. Save a little bit of time here. Later, you say, why didn't you just jump out, open valve, and then push to consist? It won't roll off. Well, why I didn't do that is because I want to keep this. Sorry, I'm like holding my hand in place and watching the controller move away in the game. Yeah, no, I want to keep that locomotive on the back of the train. I think it will certainly come in handy for when we are at the food factory and we need to do some shunting. But for right now, we'll go ahead and shut it off. Okay. Meanwhile, we can power this one back up again. Alright. Brakes look good. We've got a certainly a long train here. We are set and ready to go, so we will take it away. Nice and slow at first, since we still need to activate the jobs. All right. Alright, so we've got four freight hauls here. 3 of them are heading up to Food Factory and Town, and the 4th is headed to Machine Factory. Actually, I kind of wonder if I can get like a good vantage from like up here or something to perhaps see the train in its entirety. Maybe one of these taller things here. These big towers. See if I can get up onto the top of that. Oh, yes, okay. Let's see. Certainly we have a pretty good look around like that. But not really something that we can take a nice screenshot of. Perhaps one of these over here would do a little better. If I can get up there. As I said, if I can get up there. Well, I can get partway up there. Can I get the rest of the way? Oh, come on. Come on. Why can I stand on that? Well, maybe I can just climb up this thing. Maybe around to this side. Yes, okay. We got a better vantage point here? Not necessarily. I think it might have been a missed opportunity to come on this side and take a nice shot over here. Well, perhaps when it comes a little bit further forward, we can make something work over on this side. Or perhaps we can get one from the ground. Maybe a ground shot would be better. Let's see if we can get a glimpse of the rear locomotive. I'm just gonna see if I can wait out getting this rear locomotive to come from behind that service shed, but it looks like, yeah, this train's gonna catch up to us on this side a little bit too quickly. Oh, I see it in sight. The LODs are popping in. Let me run back a little ways here. Ah, that tree. Oh man. Oh, I just don't think this is gonna work. Ah well. We'll have to see if there's somewhere else that we can get a good screen capture of that. Let's see here. Just trying to figure out where I need to catch up. Oh, here we go. Latter, you say, why don't you just jump out? Oh no, I already read that one, but I meant the moment the wagons were rolling away when you tried to pick them. Open the air valve and push to consist. Roll off. Oh yeah, to bleed some of that pressure out. Yeah, I could have done that. But anyway, so you say, any chance you can try how fast above speed limit you can go with the nice fireworks? You might think about investing in remote control for the train, yeah. That's certainly something that I've thought about, and of course I will take a moment again to mention for any folks who might just be joining the stream or who might have forgotten that certainly one of the perks that you can choose if you go to that fundraiser page, which you can find a link down in the description, is to vote for what items you'd like me to buy next in the game, or licenses are also part of that poll. So you can certainly vote with your donation if you'd like to see me buy and operate the train remote. And of course, all of those donations go to the Advancement Project. They're a group focused on justice for biracial, indigenous, and people of color folks here in the United States. And you can also find more information about their organization and the work that they do by following that link down in the description. And certainly I know these are hard times and not everyone is in a position to donate, but if you are able to, it is very much appreciated. And of course, so there's another poll over there. If you'd like to see me use a particular locomotive skin, you can use your donation to vote for that. Or for a $5 minimum donation, you can sign up for a raffle to win a copy of Derail Valley, either for yourself or a friend. You just need either your or their Steam ID to put into that, and assuming we hit the milestone to unlock the raffle, then once the fundraiser concludes in July 1st, I think is when we'll be wrapping it up. Then, you know, if you are selected, I'll buy it and send it on over to you. Or to your friend, if you've signed up your friend. Certainly, I know a lot of folks who watch my stream already own the game, but perhaps they know they have other folks in their life who don't watch the stream but would enjoy the game and don't already own it. And certainly you can sign them up in the raffle in your stead if you would so choose. power here. But yeah, certainly that is a tight corner we're coming up to. We should be sure that we're not going around it too quickly. Because as you say, Latter, we have a lot of fireworks at the back of the train. Which I wonder if this would be a good photo op spot, perhaps. Perhaps not. Yeah, hard to tell. What do we got coming up here? We've got a 60 zone, but if I'm not mistaken, the rear of our train is still coming around that corner. Oh, I suppose the locomotives that are part of your train do not appear on the map. It's only the ones that you do not have as part of your train. Ooh, we need to slow it down here. Ooh, okay. Well, certainly that was above speed limit there for you, Lotter. Let's make sure we also, oh no. Oh no, I hear the bad sound. Certainly think we want to get the speed under control here. We are actually already coming into food factory here. Let's go ahead and see where these jobs are headed. They're of course headed to C6I, it looks like 2 of them, and this one is C6I as well. Looks like we've lost a little bit of our momentum here. That is okay. I think we're still headed downhill, so as the brake releases, we'll start picking up speed again. But we do want to be wary of, yes, this 30 km/h speed zone coming up. So let's go ahead and add in some brake again. Let's try to keep things under control here. Hey there, Nick. Welcome to the stream. It's a pretty decent spot. You took a shot there yourself once. Yeah. Certainly is a nice, gives a nice view of the train across the way there. Let's see, we've got some 30 zones here. We're set up to the left, which is what we want. And the next one is set up to the right, which is also good. Alright. And we are, let's see, coming 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is 6 right down the center? No, it is not. It is 1 over. Alright. C6I. Here we come. Alright, let's lay off the brake here. Whew. And we're actually going to go take a hop into the rear locomotive so we can see that we've gotten these cars fully into the siding. We've got a better vantage point of that from back here. And I will turn on the lights here so we can see what we're doing. Yeah, that is, Nick, that is certainly cool to see the entire train back there. I think we'll start applying some brakes here. Bring it in nice and slow to a stop. And let's go ahead and make sure that here at the head end of the train, see, this one is one that's headed to Food Factory, and this is the one that is not. So I'll take a moment here to just separate these two halves of the train. We'll hop back into the lead locomotive. Or we'll try to anyway, and set the independent up here, and we'll go ahead and shut down as well. Since we'll be here for a little bit, shunting. No, we won't. You know what? We might shunt some cars. That might have been preemptive of me to, or a little hasty of me to shut down that locomotive. But certainly we will figure that out in a moment here. You know what? That is something I should do. I should turn in these jobs. Yeah, no time bonus, but I think we'll make up for it just in terms of number of... yeah, why am I putting that in there? I don't know. Can I do that? Oh, I actually can do that. Cool. Whoa. Alright. And yeah, so we've certainly generated some shunting jobs here, which is good to see. And we have some from last time as well. Let's see, this is a freight haul to Machine Factory. We've got a logistical haul to Machine Factory. Some shunting jobs from Machine Factory. And then we've got these shunting jobs from the ones we just brought in. So, let's take a look here. I think certainly I would like to take some of these. I think it also might be nice to take a break here and do some shunting and clear some of those tracks for other inbound trains to take and to spawn for. But before we do all of that, I would like to try to find a place where I can get a good shot of this train that we brought in here. Not sure that I'm gonna find a good spot for it. Oh, can I? Can I actually? I can do it! Alright, I'm happy. It's not really the vantage point I want, but I'm just happy that I can in fact stand up here on this telephone pole. Can I get on that one? Can I? Come on. Come on. That one was a bit tough there, but here I've got this one. Maybe this will give me a... that's a pretty good view. Although it's kind of hard to see the locomotive there at the other end. Perhaps on this side I'll get a better view, better vantage point. Perhaps. It's a little bit better. I think we're also running into some difficulty with the LOD models loading in at the end there. And I think that that far diesel is looking a lot like a box instead of like a train. But Let's try maybe one more spot up here. Yeah, this is just a bit too oblique of an angle, although certainly the locomotive at the other end is looking better from here. Let's maybe try up on this end. I think we're already getting pretty far away from the train here. So let's maybe just investigate a ground level screenshot. Well, it's not bad. Maybe I can see... Oh, you know what? I can see more of the train on this side. So I think this side is certainly going to be better for that. Although that sign is in the way. Alright, and we'll, of course, take a look at those later. Alright, so... now that that is done, let us think about what we want to do here. Certainly, it looks like we do need some fuel. Well, honestly, we might even be able to make it up to Machine Factory on half a tank, but I'm not sure that I want to risk that. But before we even get too far ahead of ourselves with that, I think it would be good to take a look at what other jobs we have here to offer, and perhaps build ourselves a train to head up to Machine Factory. Now, I think these cars behind me there were this freight hall here, so I want to take a look at that, and I think I want to find this logistical hall as well. And, I'm like kind of tempted to do some shunting here of these cars. Let's see, they mostly have one drop off. This one's got two, but it certainly frees up an inbound track here at Food Factory. And I kind of like the idea of that. But I think first I want to take these shunting jobs and take a look at where they are headed. Or rather, where the... I think they will generate logistical halls once they are complete, and so I would certainly like to see where those are going to be going. So let's hop into this shunter here. There we go. All right. We should be all disconnected here, so let's hop on over to those other cars. And move them on over to the loading track. We're waiting for some brake pressure to build up here. That is not the way we want to be going. Let's put a stop to that right quick. And let's go the other way instead. Certainly one of the harder yards to shunt due to the fact that we have this curve at the end here. Makes it difficult to see what's going on. Not to mention that it is uphill through this curve. Aha, yes. It's maybe a little bit too much brake there. Maybe not, because we're certainly rolling back this direction. But let's take a wander down over here and set the track so that we'll be headed into the loading siding. And yeah, I see that we're already underway here. believe that these are all fitting in here on the track, and certainly they are. So let's go on over to that station office. We'll start up these jobs and then figure out what we're doing from there. Right, that is freight hall. There's one of them. And perhaps this one? Yep, there it is. Alright, so let's see. Yeah, we've got 2 drop-offs for this one, C1S and D4S. And for the other, we've got 2 drop-offs as well, D4S and C9S. Now, I am certainly hoping that the 2 D drop-offs are together, but that's going to take some looking into. So, what job is this we're looking at? 65? Okay, we want the other one. So 22. We've got, let's see, this is one of the end cars. Alright, this is headed to D4S. So, so much for the D's headed to the same place, or rather being adjacent. So we've got, yeah, these 3 cars at the end here, headed to D4S, and the other one's headed to C9S, the other 2. And then in front of those, we've got, let's see, what's headed where here? We've got 388. Yes, so 388 headed to C1S. We've got 3 of those. And then the other 3 headed to D4S. Alright, so first up is D4S. And I believe that is over here on this end of the yard. I believe these are the D tracks. Yeah, so D4S is right on over here. So, what are we gonna do here? We're gonna first reverse this train out of the loading siding. Actually, before we do that, we're gonna remember to unload the train. That would certainly help. Alright, and now that the train is unloaded, we will move it out of the siding. It'd be great to see the job report for you moved the train to the destination tracks, but you didn't unload it. Certainly would be a facepalm moment like none other. Alright, so first 3 off the back are headed for D4S. So let's give them a little push here. let that train start heading on its way towards moving around to the other yard tracks as we let these ones coast on down. I think actually I would like to have these go pretty much all the way to the other end. And certainly that seems to be good enough here. I'll let the air drain out of the brakes there. Go check in on the other train. We're right about where we want to be. So although the throttle is still up, let's turn these brakes on here. Those should stay applied for a little bit and will resist the throttle long enough for us to come on back up here and turn it off. Alright, so while we let the brake pressure come back up, build back up in the pipes, let's take a look at what's the next one we're looking for? Is C1S? Wait, did I read that right? D1L, C1S, D4S. Right, so C1S is where we're taking... Oh man, let me just double check on this car number here. I see it's already rolling towards us. We've got 63. Certainly that is the number on the booklet. So, C1S, I believe, should be on this side. Yep, C1S is right there. And so we'll just need to throw that switch. We've already done the near one. Correct, okay. And actually, I kind of want these to be separate here. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a little bit of that. A little bit more of that, in fact, as we let those roll on off. We'll set the independent on here for now. There's those, you know, they call them flat cars, but they sure seem to be hoppers. Alright, C9S is where I believe these two end cars are headed. 325 and 780, yes indeed. So we'll close up these brake pipes here, and let's check in with these. They're still rolling on their way. We'll throw that switch over there, and we will save ourselves from some fireworks here. And I believe 9 might be right on the end. Yes, certainly 9 is at the end of the yard. And these ones are rolling still. But yeah, here's a good places, as good of places, and blah, I can't talk today. As good of place as any. So, hopping back in this locomotive, let's give these next cars a nudge. Certainly that should be enough of a nudge. Yikes. We will also start this train headed back the way it needs to go. And while we wait for those to roll into position, we'll close that brake pipe there. And yeah, Nick, thanks for keeping me honest and making sure I unload the train. And you say you always seem to forget to validate your jobs when you're leaving an industry. Yeah, it is certainly something that you gotta remember to do. I think, actually, yeah, we're far enough down here. I can go ahead and throw the Independent on here. And we'll set up that switch for the next movement. Ooh, I gotta catch these before they roll off the end of the siding here. Alright. Now, here comes the difficult part. So as soon as I let that go, gravity is going to take those, but we want to catch up to them a little bit. Oh, come on. Certainly we don't want to catch up too fast. And we want to give them a push. Right on out that way. All right. Let's see. We need to validate one of these. That is the one that is 65. Cool. 12 minutes for a 20-minute job. Not bad, not bad. We'll catch on up with these cars. And apparently also we will wind up on the wrong side of them. But getting back now. We'll wait for them to roll into the siding. Hey there, Ryan. Welcome to the stream, and I guess this is your first time experiencing the inclement weather here in the valley. Alright. Probably should have let that go a little bit farther, but I didn't. Alright. Nice. Very nice. Okay. Alright, and we've generated... You know, you gotta wonder why it says take these trains and then split them up. But I'm going to send them all to the same place. Oh no, this one's going to Steel Mill. But still, I'm going to send 3/4 of them to the same place. It's like, why couldn't one of those trains have stayed together and then the other one get split up to go to 2 different places? Alright, now I could certainly unload these cars as well. And I am certainly thinking about that. Nick, you say, yeah, that's a mod that recently came out. Curious, what mod are you talking about there? But yeah, I think I would like to just finish up the shunting that's available here. And I might even think about taking some of these City Southwest jobs with me when I go, because I could certainly take them down to the city after stopping in Machine Factory. But you know what? For right now, let's clean up my inventory a little bit. Certainly, I don't need the lighter and shovel right now, since there's no steam locomotives in the vicinity. The shovel having trouble as usual. Getting stuck on all the things. It's like, What is this physics? I guess maybe that's done so that maybe that's done so that the coal, if you're not using the non-physics version of the coal, the actual like clumps, will stick to it, but certainly makes it a challenge for all other cases. Oh yes, the weather one. Yeah, it's super rad, and I believe the creator of it goes by CappyCot on Discord and on GitHub as well, and definitely am really impressed with the work that they did for this. Although I will certainly say I have ideas about what could be done to make it even better. Alright, I was cleaning up my inventory here so that I could take some of these shunting jobs here. But actually, let's go ahead and just toss these back down on the table for now. They're not going anywhere. I certainly have all these reports. Oh, I did throw one of the reports out. Oh well. So I think they're just basically saying, you know, hey, look, you're making some money. There's happy squirrels. You didn't damage any cars. Well done. Certainly, also a lot of checkboxes there. I wonder what happens if you. Actually, I wonder if it will even generate jobs that go to 3 tracks at the end. I can't recall if I've seen any like that. But okay, so inventory cleared up a bit. We will go ahead and take these. And I believe this one on the back here is 0, number 0 here. That's got 1 drop off. Now if we move up the train a little bit, we've got number 53, which has 2 drop offs. And moving up even further, apparently a lot further, we have 63, which has 1 drop off. Alright, but I think I also need to be wary of the length of the train, because certainly I don't think it will all fit on that loading siding. Right. Let's see, if I do 00 first. Let's see, how long is that one? We've got 4 cars on this one. We've got 2, 4, 6, 7 on the center job, and 2, 4, 6 on the front job. So perhaps I should take the rear 2 jobs together, seeing as that would make trains of more even length. So let's find this central part here where one splits into the other. That looks like it's right here. Let's go ahead and separate these two. And it looks like we'll have to reverse a little bit here just to get off this switch. And I think that once I take care of these shunting jobs here, that's probably going to be the end of the stream for today. But we've still got a little bit more to do here before that, so we will simply just keep on going. Brake pipe is already full. Yeah. Alright. So let's get going. A little bit too much braking there. But we do need to stop that train and get it coming down here into this siding, the warehouse track. Alright. So, we have some jobs to do here, and part of that is going to start by making sure that I'm going to validate the right one. Alright, 53 and 00. So, we've got 00, and then also 53. Alright, so as we head back on over, let's take a look. We've got 9S, we've also got A1S. Alright, so let's unload these up here, and let's figure out which car is going to A1. I sure hope it's this one, but it is not. Go figure. And then this one is headed to C9S. Alright, so we've got one stray car in the middle. Ugh. Doing all right on fuel. I think that's probably enough speed to carry us up this hill here. Oh no! Reels! Damn it. I'm pretty sure the posted sign is 30 kilometers an hour, and we were only going 20 kilometers an hour there. That is, man, that really sucks. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need to go set the locomotive brake here. Actually, you know what? We're instead going to set the train brake, because actually we probably don't need it to be set all the way. Make sure we're just not moving here. But we're going to set the train brake because we need to derail this. And that's going to be like $500. Not the worst thing in the world, but certainly hoping, we did a little bit of damage, but not too much. I suppose that was not quite enough pressure out of the brake system. Oh, wait, we want to be going forward in this instance. just enough to get us buffered up here. Let's see, I think it should be, yep, this one right here. Alright, but we also need to, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this one is headed to A1S, yep. So, it is right here where we will take the cut between these two, and of course those immediately start moving there. So let's chase after them. Sure that we stop in time so that we can be prepared to make this next move, which will be over to the A1S track, which should really... Oh my goodness. You've gotta be kidding me. One right in the middle. Yeah, there's, I bet that it was jittering, and something about that knocked it right off. And of course that's going to kill all of its momentum, and it's going to be stranded here. Well, that sucks. We gave this a bigger push than it really needed. And certainly we can start slowing it down a little bit here. That seems like it's gonna do it. Yep, and we're just a little bit over the switch. Let's go ahead and rectify that. What is going on here? Looks like we've got another case of the jitters. let that coast a little bit. Let's take care of re-railing this. Or is it not that one? Oh, it's this one? No, one of these came off. Oh, there it is. We can actually, well, they're all still moving a bit here, so we'll go ahead and couple those up. Then we've got, I think, no, it's not that side, it must be the other side. And then as well, I think it'll be right, not here, but over here. Yep, and we need to come a little bit forward for that. Let's see, all our brakes are off. Oh, okay. Why are you rolling backwards? Honestly, let's just leave some throttle in it. Oh, and there's more of those jittery cars. Before I forget that I'd like to do this, let's go ahead and separate there. Seems like plenty. Let's rush on down to this other end. So we want to make sure that we don't plow into those flat cars at the end. I see there's some more messages in the chat. I'll catch up on those in a moment here. Let's see. We are almost on the siding. Momentum, don't give out on me now. Come on, come on. A little further, a little further. Oh, maybe? Maybe we've got it? We've certainly got one of them. Although it also certainly looks like we have fouled that switch. So I think that's the one we've certainly got. Yep. And plenty of time still on the clock. Let's put it in the wallet, please. Thank you. Now let's try this one. Aha! We are certainly close enough on there. And no time bonus for that one, but that is to be expected. Yeah, we have certainly fouled this switch. Ah, wishing I had let these other cars roll down here a bit farther. Okay. I think we have, yes, one more shunting job to do here, but first I'll catch up on the chat. We'll see, Nick, he said you just heard that while you were talking on Discord, I assume the derailment. And yes, Latter, you did hear a magical sound. Yeah, Food Factory, especially this end of the yard. I actually, you know, sometime I'll have to try it. I've never really tried shunting from that end. I'll have to try that sometime from the west end. But yeah, it certainly seems to be cursed. Yeah, shaky cars abound here on the east end of Food Factory. That felt a bit rough. Yeah, but that was alright, it seems. And I believe that this end, let's see, that's an unload. That's also unload, yes. So we have already uncoupled at that end. So we'll go ahead and take this on over. And Nick, you say you shunted from the west, and when you came here first, nah, not much better at that end either. Ah, that is a shame. The tree cover here certainly makes screenshots not really possible. Let's also go ahead and make sure everything here is lined up for that loading track. you say, I actually had to stay under 15 kilometers an hour. I tried to take a turn above that and I derailed. And that was on the west end, I take it. So yeah, it sounds just as bad over there as it does over here. Alright, here we are on the loading track. I think there was a little bit extra brake pressure here. Yeah, let's go ahead and drain that out. Let's also go ahead and start this job. It's got one drop off, so we'll see where it's going. Denied. Oh, my debt. Oh. Alright. Ah yes, only $113,500. Let's see what the details of this is. We've got some $6,000 for damage to 3 tank cars. Huh. Interesting. Well, let's pay it. Let's see about this one too. Some $1,480 for damage to 1 tank car. Now I believe it should let me take this. So I'm gonna move that wallet down on to that end, and here we go. Right, we've got 10 minutes on the clock. Now we're headed to A1S. Alright, not bad, not bad. That's, could be worse. I was kind of fearing that we'd be headed to C1S, and I was going to regret my life's choices of stopping those flat cars square in the middle of that track. But this should actually be a pretty quick shunt here. Certainly past the point where you need to be. not by much though. Certainly this switch is further back than I originally thought. Alright, I'm not going to do... I'm not gonna just shove these in here like I normally might, because we've got that other car on the track and I'm not sure that they're all gonna fit without me having to move that other one. So let's go ahead and keep things nice and under control here. Also see I might be able to get a nice screenshot here. Of course, we gotta be focused on what we're doing too, but yeah, that's certainly a nice angle there. Get a few shots and see if they come out. We'll tap the brakes a little bit. Actually, are we on this siding? No, that is a good question. I think we're going to have to answer it from the other end of the train. Oh, and we are very, very close now. We can actually probably... yeah, we'll just give it a little bit more push. Just to make sure we're really clear of this junction here. Then we'll go ahead and stop it there. Alright, where is that office? Alright, 4 minutes for a 10-minute job, nice. Alright. Hope nobody needs to cross that road or drive along that road. But that is where we're gonna leave it today. So thank you very much for joining me. It's been good hanging with you here today on the stream. And I will, of course, direct your attention to that fundraising bar at the top and the link to the donate page down below, where you can also find out more info about Advancement Project if you would like to know more. And I will see you next time here in the valley. Take it easy, y'all.